July 10th, 2019 is 29 years and 2 weeks since I masturbated or had an affair. That's my sobriety definition on sex addiction, when PMO is a subset of sex addiction. We've looked at 3 videos just trying to clear the morass and the bloody dead bodies of all the people who've been hateful and hated God and been hurt and disappointed by God for centuries and centuries, or millennia. Now we're trying to build up something different. Traditionally, and remember, you're doing this because you can't stop having PO, and you finally got the humility to learn something from someone else and to try something different and be honest with yourself. I can't stop. So let me just show you this video, this 4th video. We just want to talk about the traditional 3 methods that the people look at God. The first method is kind of harsh, and you learn it the first day in your recovery, and it goes like this. All you got to know about God is you ain't him. And then if you start objecting, they say, take the cotton out of your ears and put it in your mouth. So they just say, there's a God outside your skin line that was here before you were born, that'll be here after you die, that's here during your life, that's way more powerful than you and understands and more intelligent. And it's this great big God, this huge, massive, omnipotent, omniscient God. And that's the first part of God, because you just need something to hold on to. And that's what they tell you the first day, when you just, all you can think about is porn and all you can think about is alcohol and drugs. It's just, all you got to know is you ain't God. And just shut up. Just take the cotton out of your ears and just put it in your mouth, shut up, and just don't think about it. Just all you know is you ain't God. That's the first thing. And then you take some actions, and we'll talk about actions in the next video, about the best way to find God. Will be in the 5th video. The second way, what happens is you go to meetings and you get sponsored and you do step work and you do readings and you help others. And then after a while, what happens is you notice, instead of looking up for God, you look to your left and your right, and you begin to see God in other people. You begin to see God horizontally instead of vertically. You see God in the soul of another human being, and the truth and the love in their eyes when they speak to you, and when you speak to them, and when you get connected. That's God in community. That's generally the second phase. Usually takes a couple of years of being sober till you get to that point to where you can say, oh, God's in you, and God's in and God's us. You know, it's like John Lennon said, I am you and you are me, and we are all together. But then you get to a 3rd stage down the road. And what AA says is, you loved me until I could learn to love myself. I'm going to say that again. You loved me until I could learn to love myself. And it comes in a very famous quote here. This is a chapter called We Agnostics on page 55, and it says, we found the great reality, that means God, deep down within us. Now, here's the important part. In the last analysis, it is only there that he may be found. It was so with us. It's important it says in the last analysis, not the first analysis, not the second analysis, but the last analysis. Because if you try to find God on your first day in recovery, all you'll hear is, oh, pornography, hookers, alcohol, drugs, and you'll just be listening to your addiction. You can't hear God on the first day. So all you got to do is shut up, put your cotton in your mouth, and know you're not God. And take actions until you can feel God and the people around you loving you. And over the years, them loving you, it becomes internalized. And then eventually, in the last analysis, when you need God, you can find God within. St. Augustine, who Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous is named after, if you call them up in Boston, they don't answer Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. They say the Augustinian Fellowship, named after St. Augustine. And he had a beautiful expression. He said, I looked for you, the God within, but could not find you without. He was looking outside himself, and he couldn't find God until he finally looked inside, and he found the real living God that could help him. But remember, it's like you've got to do the right thing at the right time, at the right place, with the right people. The first analysis, all you got to know about God is you ain't him. And the second analysis, all you got to find God with your brothers and sisters in recovery, your peer group. And finally, it'll be internalized. You've loved me until I could learn to love myself. In the 4th video, so that's the traditional 3 ways we've been doing it for 84 years. And those are just, this is the way we kick the ball. It's very simple. It's elementary. The next video, we're going to start a series of how to find God so that you can personally have your own personal experience in recovery that's different from any of the 4 videos you've had, because your relationship with the God of your understanding, which is sole purpose is to help you stop PMO, is going to be your unique experience. And we're going to show you how to do that starting in video 5.